Welcome back to our channel, fellow GH addicts. Today is Thursday, a beautiful day to completely lose our minds over the absolute insanity that just went down in Port Charles. I am typing this up at 2 a.m. because my brain is buzzing and I need to vent to people who actually get it. Grab your coffee, because we have a lot to talk about. I honestly cannot believe they actually did that. I mean, my heart is literally still pounding out of my chest after watching this Thursday episode, and I am officially unwell. Just when I thought this week couldn't get any more stressful, the writers hit us with this massive adrenaline spike, and I am screaming at my television. I'm sorry, but who gave Ross Cullum the right to be this smug? And don't even get me started on the absolute sheer panic I felt watching that scene at the batting cages. I have been watching this show religiously since 2015, and this is honestly one of the most stressful, chaotic, and infuriating episodes they've done in a long time. I am half celebrating and half complaining, because while the drama is top tier, my anxiety levels cannot handle this. Let's just jump right into the Windermere of it all, because I am losing my mind over Carly. I gasped. I literally gasped out loud when she ran smack into Cullum. We all knew Carly going rogue was a terrible idea, right? Because she always does this. Remember when she tried to take on the Jerome family by herself? Or when she went after Nell? Yeah, didn't work then either. But here she is, ditching Lucas, sneaking around a creepy castle all by herself, and boom. Cullum is just standing there looking at her like the cat who ate the canary. And when he told her she saved him a trip because he was going to kidnap her anyway, the nerve of this man. I wanted to throw my remote at the screen. But you know what? Carly is terrified. You can see the absolute panic on her face, but she is also smart. She knows she gave Danny and Charlotte strict instructions to call Sunny if they don't hear from her by 8 p.m. So Cullum might think he has the upper hand, but he has no idea that the entire Corinthos Empire is about to come crashing down on his head. I know some people are loving this villain era for Cullum, but personally, I need Sunny to wipe that smug smile off his face. Wait, I'm getting ahead of myself. If Cullum tries to throw Carly into that basement compound, he is going to be in for a massive shock. Because down in that captivity compound, we have the most iconic duo currently fighting for their lives. Jocelyn and Liesel Obrecht. Can we talk about this team up for a second? I am obsessed. They have managed to dig a hole in the wall and pull out the wiring to the electric door. Jocelyn is literally standing there with wire cutters and a gray wire, asking Liesel if it's the right one. I mean, Joss makes a great point. If Liesel can figure out cold fusion, she can figure out how to hotwire a door. I am praying that Liesel doesn't mess this up, because if she touches the wrong wires together, they are all toast. But imagine if Cullum opens that door to throw Carly in, and Liesel just electrocutes him. I would cheer. Neither of them has any idea that Carly is upstairs getting captured, or that Danny and Charlotte are the backup plan. It is a ticking time bomb, and I am here for it. Okay, back to the point. Because there are like 50 different life or death situations happening right now, let's talk about the Jerome Art Gallery. Jen Sidwell bursting in and taking ADA Justine Turner hostage? What is happening? He literally points a gun at her and says, "Let's find out how valuable you really are." He is clearly using her as bait to pull Sunny into a trap. But here is what I don't understand. Ava and Ethan are standing right there. Ethan Lovett is Luke Spencer's son. He has been running around town breaking into police stations and faking DNA tests. But he doesn't have a gun on him to stop a hostage situation? It boggles the mind. I'm sorry, but Ethan just standing there looking helpless is so out of character. And Sidwell thinks he can outsmart Sunny Corinthos? Please. Sunny has survived bombings, shootings, and like a dozen mob wars. Sidwell is sneaky, yes, but this is going to be their final showdown, and we all know Sunny is not going down. I am predicting a massive shootout at the gallery, and I just hope Justine doesn't catch a stray bullet because she is actually trying to do her job. Speaking of Sunny, am I the only one who is actually loving his dynamic with Gio right now? We need to talk about the standoff at Pizzulo's. Tracy Quartermain is doing what Tracy does best, nagging, pressuring, and trying to control everyone around her. She wants Gio to move out of Sunny's house because it's unsafe, and she wants Sunny to force him out. But Sunny actually acts like a rational human being for once. He refuses to kick Gio out, telling him that while Tracy makes a good point about safety, Gio is an adult and can make his own decisions. And Gio digs his heels in. I love this for Gio. He tells Sunny he has absolutely no intention of moving. He is standing his ground against the Quartermain matriarch, and it is so refreshing. I know some people want Gio to embrace his Quartermain roots, but honestly, Tracy is suffocating. Gio is adamant and it doesn't look like anyone could talk him out of it, even if they tried. Good for him for setting boundaries. But while Gio is setting boundaries, the PCPD is finally setting a trap. Let's head over to General Hospital, where Joe Fitzpatrick is looking like he just went 10 rounds with a heavyweight champion. He is bleeding, he is battered, but he is on the phone at the nurse's desk, calling the precinct to put out an APB on Detective Nathan West. Yes, Joe. Finally. I was screaming at my TV when Cassius pulled that gun on him during the stakeout, but Joe survived and he is blowing the whistle. Lucas Jones is standing right behind him, looking absolutely shell-shocked. And can you blame him? Lucas is hearing that the man walking around with Nathan's face is an imposter. Lucas is going to have a complete meltdown, especially since Carly is currently MIA at Windermere. The truth is finally out. The fake Nathan storyline is blowing up, and if Ezra Boyle is at GH2 and spills what he knows, Cassius is completely finished. I have been waiting for this reveal for months, and the payoff is so satisfying, but also so incredibly stressful. And that brings me to the scene that absolutely broke me tonight, the batting cages. I am still crying over this. Cody Bell is standing there with Nathan and little James West. Cassius is trying to make a break for it, and he is trying to take James with him. I felt physically sick watching this. Cassius has stolen his dead twin's life, he has manipulated everyone, and now he is trying to abduct Nathan's son? No, absolutely not. But thank God for Cody Bell. Cody finally got his phone working and listened to that frantic voicemail from Felicia and Christina, warning him that Nathan is a fake. The timing was literally down to the wire. Just as Cassius is trying to leave with the boy, Cody steps up and says, "James, wait, can't leave." The tension in that moment, you could cut it with a knife. Cassius looks confused and worried, and you can see the exact second in his eyes where he realizes the jig is up. He knows someone called Cody. He knows he has been exposed. I am so terrified of what Cassius might do when cornered, but it looks like Cody's going to manage to stop him without a bloodbath. It turns into this heartbreaking, tough goodbye instead of a violent abduction. I mean, think about the psychology here. Cassius is a monster for what he did, but in his twisted mind, he probably genuinely bonded with James. And now he has to walk away, knowing the entire city is hunting him down thanks to Joe's APB. Cody is a hero for stepping in, but my heart breaks for James, who is going to have to learn that his dad didn't actually come back from the dead. It is so tragic. And if you thought that was the end of the anxiety, you are wrong, because we have to talk about Turning Woods. Nina and Brennan. I am a nervous wreck. Cullum is a complete psychopath. He set the stage for Jack Brennan to be gassed to death in his own hospital bed. And to make it even more evil, Cullum had his medical proxy put a do not resuscitate DNR order on file with the WSB and the facility. That is diabolical. Nina Reeves comes running in, frantic, and manages to get the gas contraption off his face. But Brennan isn't breathing. Nina is terrified. And honestly, so am I. I know Nina gets a lot of hate in the fandom, but you cannot deny that she is fiercely protective of the people she cares about. She leaped into action without a second thought. But with that DNR on file, if the doctors rush in, they might not legally be allowed to save him. Will Nina have to do CPR herself? Is Brennan already too far gone? I refuse to believe they brought Jack Brennan into this storyline just to kill him off like this. He and Nina actually have this weird, undeniable chemistry, and I am kind of shipping it. I know some people are loving the idea of them together, and I need him to wake up so they can take down Cullum together. So, where does this leave us? Carly is trapped with Cullum, Jocelyn and Liesel are about to blow a door open, Sidwell is holding Justine hostage to bait Sunny, Cassius is on the run from an APB, and Brennan is literally fighting for his life while Nina panics. I am exhausted just typing this all out. The writers are not pulling any punches for July sweeps, and I am terrified for tomorrow's episode. Are Danny and Charlotte going to call Sunny in time? Is Sunny going to walk into Sidwell's trap before he gets the message about Carly? Am I ever going to get a full night's sleep again? Drop your thoughts below, because I need to know I am not the only one hyperventilating over this show right now. We are in for a wild ride, and I am dreading it and here for it all at the same time.